The calendars show the year 1299. The Persian Empire has been invaded, Central Asia has been plundered, and China's great armies have been defeated by the Mongols. The most ruthless warriors the world has ever seen have now turned their route toward the heart of India, Delhi. The people are terrified. The court's senior officials whisper to the Sultan to flee. "Let us surrender. Perhaps they will spare our lives," they say. Standing before them is Kutluk Khwaja, commanding tens of thousands of Mongol killers. But there was one thing they did not know. Delhi was not ruled by an ordinary sultan. Seated on the throne was one of the greatest strategic minds in history, Alauddin Khalji. Today, I will tell you how an empire was saved not by war, but by paper, seals, and discipline. Prepare your tea, we are beginning. We are going to the bloody fields of Kili, where the myth of the invincible Mongols ended, and to the dark walls of Siri. In truth, everything began with a coincidence. In the 1220s, Genghis Khan pursued the Khwarezmians all the way to the borders of India. That day, the Mongols only looked and moved on. But that gaze was a warning of the catastrophe to come. For years, the Mongols drenched the world in blood. Baghdad was destroyed, the Russian steppes were conquered, and they stood at the gates of Vienna. By the end of the 13th century, even though the Mongol Empire had fragmented, it still retained its former power. The Chagatai Khanate found itself cornered on all sides, rivals to the north, west, and east. Only one fertile land remained open, the south, the legendary wealth of India, its spices and gold. The legendary ruler of the Delhi Sultanate, Ghiyasuddin Balban, had foreseen this threat years earlier. Balban constructed a massive blood and iron defensive line along the frontier, fortresses, garrisons, watchtowers. In 1285, the Mongols tested this line. Yes, Delhi prevailed, but at a terrible cost. The Sultan's son, Prince Muhammad, was killed in battle. It was a warning to India. Fighting the Mongols demanded a price. When Alauddin Khalji ascended the throne, he did not inherit an ordinary kingdom. He inherited an empire that had absorbed thousands of experienced soldiers, craftsmen, and generals, men who had witnessed Mongol brutality in Central Asia. The streets of Delhi were filled with warriors who had fought the Mongols before, who understood their tactics, and who were waiting for the day of revenge. Alauddin recruited them all. He now commanded an army that could shoot arrows like the Mongols, ride horses like the Mongols, yet fight for Delhi. But there was a massive problem: money. How do you feed tens of thousands of elite soldiers? Historians say this is where Alauddin created the world's first modern military economy. Economic genius, laws sharper than the sword. Friends, Alauddin Khalji was not an ordinary commander. He was a logistical monster. An army that cannot be fed cannot wield a sharp sword. Alauddin kept soldiers' wages low, but performed what seemed like magic: market control. Diwan-i-Riyasat. The state fixed the prices of everything from bread to cloth, horses to sugar, death to hoarding. Any merchant who hid goods or raised prices even slightly faced brutal punishment. According to legend, sellers who used false weights had flesh cut from their bodies equal to the amount they cheated. State granaries. Massive grain depots were established in preparation for famine. Why? Because even with low wages, a soldier had to be able to eat. If the price of bread never rose, the soldier would have no reason to rebel. This economic stability allowed Alauddin to establish a standing army. He no longer depended on feudal lords. His army, paid directly by the state, was always ready. Episode 4: A Revolution in Military Bureaucracy. To eliminate hunger and corruption, Alauddin introduced two systems. Dagh, branding every warhorse, was officially branded. Why? Because commanders took money for good horses and brought weak ones to the army. Alauddin said, "No, every horse will be marked. Only strong, healthy horses will fight." Chehra, identification: every soldier's physical features, height, scars, skin tone, were recorded in registers. Ghost soldiers and corrupt officers drawing fake salaries were eliminated. With these systems in place, no enemy could stand before the Delhi army. And then the moment came. The year was 1299. It was a cold winter day. A dark mass appeared in the north, growing larger by the hour. This was no simple Mongol raid. This time, they had not come to loot and leave. They had come to conquer. The Mongol commander Kutluk Khwaja marched toward the heart of India with an army described by sources, perhaps exaggerated, as tens of thousands strong, overwhelming by the standards of the age. Small towns, villages, fortresses, all were deliberately bypassed. The target was clear: Delhi, the heart of the Sultanate. Panic gripped the court. Advisors whispered in fear, "Sultan, bring the people inside and close the gates. The Mongols cannot breach the walls. Time is short." But Alauddin Khalji did not act like an ordinary ruler. He acted like a strategist. According to legend, a cold smile appeared on his face. "No," he said, "if we hide, even if Delhi survives, authority will collapse. We will meet the Mongols not at the gates, but in the open field." It sounded like madness. The Mongols were unbeatable in open terrain, especially on flat ground. But Alauddin intended to shatter that very perception. The plains of Kili, southeast of Delhi, were about to witness a moment that would change history. Alauddin deployed his army there and implemented a strategy he had planned months in advance. He divided the army into 5 main units, each with clearly defined roles, unlike the chaotic feudal armies of the past. The most striking move was at the front: war elephants. These elephants were not just physical weapons, they were countermeasures against Mongol tactics. The Mongols' deadliest strategy, hit-and-run attacks and feigned retreats, was disrupted. The elephants slowed the cavalry, disrupted archers' range, and caused panic among Mongol horses. The Mongols faltered. The plains of Kili turned into a sea of blood. The charge of Zafar Khan. One man played a crucial role. Zafar Khan, Alauddin's brother-in-law and bravest general. He commanded the right wing. When Zafar Khan saw the Mongols retreating, he did not stop. Here, the Mongols' most lethal tactic came into play: the feigned retreat. Zafar Khan saw it and chose to attack anyway. Perhaps he wanted a swift victory. Perhaps he believed he could annihilate them completely. It no longer mattered. He rode on for miles. Then the Mongols turned back. From the right, the left, the rear, Zafar Khan was surrounded. His soldiers fell one by one. Arrows, spears, swords. He gave no order to retreat. He did not surrender. Sources agree on one thing: Zafar Khan fought to the last man. Delhi lost its bravest commander. Alauddin's composure. Many rulers would have collapsed. Alauddin did not. Zafar Khan's encirclement had drawn the Mongol center out of position. At that exact moment, Alauddin struck. Reserve forces advanced. A counterattack from the center shattered the Mongol formation. In the decisive moment, Kutluk Khwaja was gravely wounded. For the first time, the Mongols retreated. For the first time, they realized they were not invincible. For the first time, they were stopped in India. The Battle of Kili was not total annihilation, but it was a psychological victory. Delhi stood. Alauddin became a true ruler in the eyes of the people. The cost, however, was immense. Among the bodies on the plains lay one of Delhi's greatest heroes, Zafar Khan. This was not just a battle. It was the first sign of a far greater storm to come. The Mongols did not accept defeat easily. The failure of 1299 was not a loss. It was a postponed reckoning. In 1303, under the command of Taragai or Targi, they marched on Delhi again, more ruthless than before. This time, looting was not enough. Their goal was to seize the Sultanate itself. The timing was perfect. Alauddin Khalji's main army was campaigning in southern India. Delhi was nearly defenseless. The remaining troops were exhausted, unpaid, and demoralized. A field battle would have been disastrous. At this moment, Alauddin made one of the most dangerous yet brilliant gambles in history. He refused to fight. Instead of defending Delhi, he withdrew into the newly constructed fortress city of Siri. Even his contemporaries saw this as cowardice. But Siri was not just a fortress, it was a trap. Deep moats were dug. Doors were torn from houses and turned into barricades. All grain, livestock, and supplies from surrounding villages were transferred into the city weeks in advance. The population was forcibly but systematically moved inside. Delhi was emptied. Siri became a city of stone. When the Mongols arrived, they expected a panicked capital. Instead, they found a silent, sealed fortress. The siege began. For 2 months, the Mongols circled Siri, but faced a fatal problem. They did not understand siege warfare. They were children of the steppe, built on speed and movement. Walls, moats, patience, these were foreign to them. Then came the true blow, logistics. There was no grass, no grain, no villages, nothing to plunder. Mongol horses began to starve. And when a Mongol horse fell, the soldier fell with it. Soon, entire herds died. Disease spread. Morale collapsed. From Siri's walls, not a single arrow was fired. Alauddin waited. He did nothing. He watched. After 2 months, the Mongols withdrew, hungry, sick, exhausted, without breaching a single wall. This was not a battle. It was a game of intellect. And the winner was Alauddin Khalji, the man who defeated the Mongols without swinging a sword. The legacy. Now stop and think. If Alauddin Khalji had fought the Mongols head-on, the India we know today might have been erased from history. The Mongols did not merely fight. They consumed, exhausted, and destroyed. But Alauddin did something far ahead of his time. He won wars not with swords, but with intelligence. At the end of the 13th century, while Mongol armies crushed everything from Central Asia to Anatolia, from Iran to the Russian steppes, the Delhi Sultanate stood firm, not by chance, but by systematic statecraft. Alauddin understood one truth. What keeps an army standing is not weapons, but its stomach. He turned the economy into a weapon. Sources like Ziauddin Bahrani's Tariq-i-Firas Shahi record how markets were placed under direct state control. Grain prices were fixed. Black markets were punished by death. Merchants were registered. The goal was simple: feed the army cheaply and continuously. He reformed military pay, registered horses, weapons, and identities. Corruption collapsed. Discipline replaced fear. Today, the ruins of Siri Fortress still stand in Delhi, not merely as walls, but as a silent message to the Mongols. This far and no further. Yes, Alauddin Khalji was harsh, ruthless, even merciless. But had he shown mercy to his enemies, India itself might not exist. His true legacy was not the battles he won or the heads he took, but the value he placed on state and discipline. And that state stopped the most feared army in history. So now I leave you with a question. What truly holds an empire together, the sword or logistics, economy, and discipline? Let's discuss in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and tell us which dark chapter of history fascinates you most. Until our next journey into another dark but instructive corner of history, stay curious.